In Chapter 18 of the Picture of Dorian Gray, the following day, despite his guests, Dorian stays in the house all day, terrified and anxious. He keeps thinking about seeing James Vane's face. He knows about how Vane threatens him, and about all of his crimes, killing Basil chief among them. Henry finds him at around 6 o'clock crying. Dorian ends up staying inside for 3 days before going for a walk with the Duchess, and then joins a group who will be shooting in the estate's park. Dorian joins the Duchess's brother, Sir Geoffrey Clouston. The two men walk together. Dorian is enjoying nature, and when he sees a hare, he begs Clouston not to shoot it. The man laughs at him and fires at the animal anyway. The two men hear the sound of an injured hare and the screams of an injured man. Clouston criticizes the gamekeeper for letting one of the beaters get in the way and spoil their fun. A few minutes later, Henry finds Dorian and tells him the shooting has been canceled for the day, and the man who was shot has died. Dorian calls this a bad omen, but Henry laughs at him. The talk moves on to topics like women and flirting, with Dorian repeatedly complaining about how bad his life is, but not giving Henry the details. The Duchess joins them, but after a brief exchange, Dorian excuses himself to go rest. Alone in his room, Dorian is once again terrified and decides he will leave his estate and go to London. He sees the beater's accidental death as a sign of his own impending doom. The gamekeeper comes to see Dorian about the dead man, and Dorian offers to give money so the man's family won't suffer. However, the gamekeeper reports that the dead man isn't one of the beaters, and instead looks like a sailor. Dorian is startled and insists on seeing the body. It is James Vane! He'd been lurking in the woods, and now he's dead. Dorian feels relief and is sure he's now safe. Here, Wilde shows readers that Dorian is falling apart. This is no longer a powerful man in control of his life. This is a man who cowers in his room weeping. Wilde casts a spotlight of another color on Dorian's character when he sees the death of the beater as a bad omen. How incredibly self-centered and disgustingly narcissistic. Here again, however, Wilde illustrates the role of class in Dorian's world. When Sir Geoffrey shoots the beater, he isn't overcome with shame or horror at his actions. Instead, he says, "What an ass," and complains about the man spoiling his shooting. Dorian's failings are the failings of the rich and noble enlarged for easy viewing. At this point, fortunate accidents happen to preserve his life and freedom, however agonizing they're becoming.